Mutter b'roitev b'kipa. He is still permitted to eat roitev and kipa. Roitev and kipa are two types of gravies. One is a liquid gravy, one is a gelled gravy. The gel is at the bottom of the pot. So these things are not meat themselves, and therefore, when the person makes the neder about meat, so it doesn't include things that aren't meat. Rabbi Yehuda Yoser, but the sage Rabbi Yehuda forbids. He says that when a person says meat, it doesn't just mean meat itself, it means anything that has the flavor of meat. So therefore, according to him, in the vow of basar includes anything that has the flavor of meat, and therefore, according to him, the gravy would be forbidden. Amar Rabbi Yehuda said, Maseh v'asar alai Rabbi Tarfon beitzim shenispashlu imai. There was a story where he said, I had this neder forbidding me a neder on basar, and the sage Rabbi Tarfon forbade me to eat the eggs that were cooked with meat. So that means that the neder on meat includes anything flavored with meat. That's why the eggs were forbidden. So he's trying to prove his point, that a neder on basar includes anything with the flavor of basar of meat. Amru loi, so the sages said back to him, v'chein davar. This is so, that, Rabbi Tarfon definitely said that those eggs should be forbidden on you. But Amasai, when is that? They qualified it. Bizman shoyemar basar zeh alai. This is specifically when a person says, not basar, meat in general is forbidden, but basar zeh alai, this specific piece of meat is forbidden to me. In that situation, we say things are different. And in that situation, I'm just going to finish reading the Mishnah. In that case, we say, if you make a vow, you make something forbidden, something specific forbidden on you. That's what it means, you make a vow from something specific. And it gets mixed into something else. If in this mixture of this thing that's forbidden to you for a vow, got mixed in from a vow, because of a vow, got mixed into permitted food, but there is enough of a ratio of forbidden food to permitted food that the forbidden food will give flavor to the forbidden food, it's usher, it's going to be forbidden. Now this is the rule, this is the halacha by something that's not kosher, like a piece of pork. If it gets mixed into kosher meat, then we say that if the ratio is enough that the non-kosher meat is giving flavor to the other pieces of kosher meat, everything becomes forbidden. And when is that? And that is when, if the ratio is going to be of the permitted food, if the forbidden food to the permitted food is more than a 60th, you have less, or you have the forbidden food is more than it's more than a 60th as large as permitted food. Okay. The ratio is more than a 60th of forbidden food to the permitted food, then the halacha is the permitted food becomes forbidden, because then we say the forbidden food is giving flavor to the other food. Once it becomes permitted food to forbidden food 60 times more, then we say the flavor of the forbidden food is batul, is nullified. It doesn't have any effect. So we're applying that here to the case of when a person made a neder from something specific, from a specific piece of meat. That is where we're going to say that when the person made the vow, since he made a vow on a specific piece of meat, he means to make it forbidden to him like a non-kosher piece of meat. That's what a person intends when they're talking about something specific, that they mean to make it like a non-kosher piece of meat. So just like by a non-kosher piece of meat, if it gets mixed with permitted, and it gives flavor to the other pieces, they all become forbidden. The same thing applies when it becomes forbidden to you specifically when you forbid a specific piece of meat. You want it to be treated like something that's not kosher. And therefore, if it gets mixed into other foods, it can make the other foods forbidden, as in the case of the meat and the eggs that Rabbi Tarfon said Rabbi Yehuda can't eat. But in a situation where the vow was general, basar, not specific, meat in general, then he does not mean to make it like a non-kosher piece of meat. It's just a vow on meat. And since he only said meat, it doesn't include the gravy, meaning it doesn't include things that are just flavored by meat. Have a wonderful day. Shavua Tov.